beneath the emerald canopy of West Africa, where ancient rivers carve paths through time. There lies a secret whispered by the wind through sacred groves, etched into the very soil of a land steeped in myth. For too long, history has looked away, captivated by empires across distant seas, or the sun-baked sands of the north. But the real story, the one that pulses with the heartbeat of a forgotten civilization, was far more powerful, more profound than any dusty textbook dared to claim. This is not a tale of simple kings and conquests. This is the unraveling of a mystery, the rediscovery of a spiritual heartland, a crucible of art and intellect, known to its people as IFE. A civilization so sophisticated, so rich in culture, that its echoes still resonate through millions today. And yet, for many, it remains a whisper in the dark, a name unheard. This is the story of Ife, an empire of the spirit. Its rise, its power, its breathtaking beauty, and the enigmatic forces that brought its golden age to a close. Get ready, because what you are about to uncover will rewrite everything you thought you knew. Imagine a time long before colonial borders existed, when the world was young and gods walked among men, in the heart of what we now call Yorubaland, between the approximate years of 1000 CE and 1400 CE, a legend took root that would define a people. This, Il-Ife, a city whose very name, Il-Ife, translates to House of Spreading or Land of Expansion. But for the Yoruba people, it is far more than a geographical location. It is the very source, the Oriire, the spiritual birthplace of humanity itself. The mythology is profound. It speaks of the progenitor, descending from the heavens on a chain, carrying with him a sand-filled snail shell and a five-toed chicken. Upon a primordial watery expanse, he poured the sand, and the chicken scratched it, spreading the earth, creating the first dry land. This sacred spot was Il-Ife. It was here, in this cosmic birthplace, that the Yoruba language first echoed, and the tenets of their profound religion and spirituality were established. But what is the relationship between such breathtaking mythology and the cold, hard facts of history? While the myth speaks of a single divine origin, archaeology paints a picture of a flourishing urban settlement, meticulously organized. From roughly 700 CE onwards, scattered communities began to coalesce, drawn by fertile lands and a shared spiritual understanding. It's a compelling historical debate. Was Oduduwa a literal divine being, a deified ancestor, or a symbolic representation of the unification of various migrating groups under a charismatic leader? The truth, perhaps, is both. His arrival, whether divine or human, marked the genesis of a unified political and spiritual entity, giving rise to the sacred kingship that would define Ife. This wasn't just a city. It was the nexus of a civilization, a place where the spiritual and the earthly were inextricably linked. From its mythical origins, Ife began to transform. By 1000 CE, it was no longer just a sacred site, but a burgeoning urban center, strategically nestled within the dense forest geography of the region. This natural advantage offered protection and resources, allowing its population to swell. The city itself was a masterpiece of early urban planning, a complex network of pathways, residential compounds, ritual spaces, and administrative areas. This wasn't haphazard growth. It was the meticulous construction of a thriving metropolis. At the heart of this evolving civilization was the institution of the Ooni, The Ooni of Ife was not merely a king. He was a living embodiment of divine authority, a direct descendant of Oduduwa, chosen by the gods. His power was absolute, yet tempered by a sophisticated political organization that included a council of powerful chiefs and elders, ensuring a balance between spiritual decree and communal governance. This unique system of sacred kingship solidified Ife's influence, radiating outwards to surrounding Yoruba settlements. And this is the part many history books barely mention: the sheer longevity and sacred weight of the Ooni's throne. The Ife stool, or Ade Ife, is not just a seat. It is an ancient, potent symbol of continuous spiritual and political authority, stretching back over a millennium. Its richness lies not in gold, but in its unbroken lineage, a testament to a belief system so deeply ingrained, so ancient, that it rivals any dynastic history known to man. To sit upon that stool, even today, is to connect directly to the very genesis of a people, to the spiritual bedrock laid down by Oduduwa himself. The very fabric of Ife society, its culture and traditions, its language, its spiritual ceremonies, were all woven around this divine connection, a psychological depth that permeated every aspect of daily life. Ife's power was not solely confined within its city walls. It was a beacon, a gravitational force pulling in resources and radiating influence across the vast expanse of West Africa. By the 12th to 14th centuries, Ife had established extensive trade networks, connecting it to distant empires and contributing to a bustling continental economy. While its immediate territorial reach was confined to the heart of Yorubaland, its economic arteries stretched far beyond. Caravans laden with precious kola nuts, ivory, intricately woven textiles, and forest products traversed ancient paths, exchanging goods for copper, tin, and salt from the Sahelian regions. These weren't merely commercial transactions. They were vectors for cultural exchange, solidifying Ife's reputation not just as a wealthy city, but as a sophisticated center of thought and artistry. This dynamic trade system ensured a constant flow of ideas and materials, further enriching Ife's already vibrant society. But its true power wasn't in military might. It was in its unparalleled cultural and spiritual authority. Ife became the undisputed spiritual capital of the Yoruba world. Its complex Yoruba cosmology, its orishas, and its elaborate sacred traditions became the foundation for countless other emerging kingdoms. When new settlements rose or disputes needed arbitration, it was to Ife they looked for guidance, for legitimation. This profound reverence, rooted in the belief that Ife was the origin point, transformed it into one of the most respected centers in the region, a hub of intellectual and spiritual wisdom, a psychological anchor for an entire civilization. The impact was subtle, profound, and deeply embedded. Then came the moment that ripped through the academic world, a discovery that would, for some, shatter preconceived notions of African history. In the early 20th century, particularly from 1910 onwards, archaeologists began unearthing an astonishing collection of bronze and terracotta sculptures in Ile-Ife. What they found was unlike anything they expected to come from sub-Saharan Africa. These weren't crude tribal carvings. These were masterpieces of advanced metalworking and artistic realism. Lifelike portraits of kings and queens, nobles and deities, rendered with an astonishing precision, sensitivity, and psychological depth. The subtle folds of skin, the individual strands of hair, the nuanced expressions. It was art that rivaled the finest works of classical Greece or Renaissance Europe. The sophistication of Ife shocked even those who discovered its artifacts. And here's the uncomfortable truth: the hidden racism and disbelief many outsiders harbored. European historians and archaeologists were stunned. Many initially refused to believe that indigenous Africans could have created such works. Theories emerged, ludicrous and demeaning, suggesting Portuguese, Egyptians, or even lost civilizations must have been responsible. It was a profound historical injustice, an attempt to strip a people of their own genius. But the evidence was undeniable. The techniques, the materials, the cultural context, all pointed unequivocally to Ife's own master artists. These sculptures were not mere decorations. They were central to Ife's religion and spirituality, embodying the divine essence of their rulers and kingship, used in rituals, ancestral veneration, and as potent symbols of authority. Each head, each figure, represents an individual, often identified by distinctive scarification patterns, revealing an incredible understanding of human anatomy and individual identity. This art was the soul of Ife, an emotional and spiritual anchor, a tangible manifestation of their advanced culture and traditions, a testament to an intellect that created beauty with unparalleled skill and meaning. At the very core of Ife, permeating every aspect of existence, was its profound religion and spirituality. The Yoruba cosmology was a complex, elegant web connecting humanity to the divine, the ancestors, and the natural world. Above all was Olodumare, the supreme being, creator of the universe, remote yet ever-present. Below Olodumare were the Orishas, hundreds of spiritual entities, each embodying an aspect of nature, a human trait, or a divine function. From Obatala, the sculptor of humanity, to Ogun, the god of iron and war, to Osun, the goddess of love and fertility, these deities were not distant figures. They were active forces in daily life, guiding destiny, offering wisdom through the intricate practice of Ifa divination. This wasn't just belief. It was a deeply ingrained, psychologically resonant worldview that provided meaning, order, and a moral compass for society. Sacred traditions and elaborate spiritual ceremonies were commonplace, performed in sacred groves, at shrines, and within the royal palace. The Ooni, as mentioned, was not just a political leader, but the paramount spiritual head, the direct earthly link to Oduduwa, maintaining the cosmic balance. The connection between kingship and divine authority was absolute, giving the Ooni immense spiritual power. Every major decision, every harvest, every crisis was imbued with spiritual significance. This was a society where the unseen world was as real, if not more real, than the tangible. A civilization built not just on bricks and bronze, but on an intricate tapestry of faith and reverence, a deep understanding of the human soul and its place in the cosmos. Beyond its art and spirituality, Ife was a crucible of intellectual and cultural sophistication, articulated through the rhythmic beauty of the Yoruba language. This wasn't merely a means of communication, it was a vessel for history, philosophy, and identity. The spoken word held immense power, passed down through generations via rich oral traditions, epic poems, proverbs, and intricate narratives that preserved the collective memory of the people. Music, an inseparable part of Ife's culture and traditions, was deeply intertwined with ceremony and daily life. The thunderous beat of talking drums, the melodic strains of various instruments, accompanied every ritual, every celebration, every significant event. These weren't just performances. They were acts of communication, connecting with ancestors, invoking deities, and expressing the deepest communal emotions. The social structure of Ife was highly organized, built around extended family systems and communal responsibility. Respect for elders, communal solidarity, and a strong sense of collective identity defined their way of life. Festivals, vibrant and colorful, served not only as celebrations, but as vital reaffirmations of shared values and spiritual beliefs. From the intricate artistry of their textiles to the wisdom embedded in their proverbs, Ife represented a complete intellectual and cultural ecosystem, one where every aspect of life was imbued with meaning and connection. This vibrant, living culture, born in Ife, would become the foundation for millions. Ife's influence wasn't just confined to its own borders or immediate vicinity. It was the political and spiritual wellspring from which other great West African powers would draw their legitimacy. By the 14th and 15th centuries, as Ife's direct political dominance began to subtly shift, its spiritual authority remained paramount. This period saw the rise of powerful, independent kingdoms like Oyo to the north, which would eventually become a dominant military and economic force in its own right, and the renowned Kingdom of Benin to the southeast, famous for its magnificent bronze castings. Yet, both these empires and many other Yoruba city-states traced their royal lineages back to Ife. They acknowledged the Ooni as their spiritual father, their Ero Oduduwa, the heir of Oduduwa. This meant that while Ife might not have commanded armies across vast territories, its spiritual blessing was sought by rulers far and wide. This intricate web of diplomatic relationships and regional power networks positioned Ife as the ultimate arbiter, the sacred source. Even as the political landscape evolved, Ife remained spiritually respected. Its cultural model, its political structure, with its divine kingship and council of elders, often emulated. This profound respect, even beyond direct political control, is a testament to the depth of its cultural and religious impact, a legacy that transcended mere physical boundaries and echoed through the very halls of power in neighboring realms. It was a kingdom whose spirit ruled long after its political reach had waned. But no empire, no matter how powerful, how spiritually profound, is immune to the relentless currents of change. The precise reasons for Ife's shift from paramount political power to primarily spiritual authority remain shrouded in a fascinating historical uncertainty, a complex puzzle still debated by scholars. There was no sudden, cataclysmic fall, but rather a gradual, enigmatic transition that began around the 15th and 16th centuries. Several factors likely played a role. We see evidence of possible internal political changes, perhaps power struggles within the ruling elite, or challenges to the Ooni's absolute secular power. Simultaneously, economic shifts were underway. As new trade routes emerged and the balance of regional power tipped, Ife's strategic economic advantages may have lessened. Then there were the forces of nature. Evidence suggests periods of environmental pressures, including potential climate shifts or agricultural challenges, which could have strained resources and population. But perhaps the most significant factor was the rise of competing powers. To the north, the Kingdom of Oyo, with its powerful cavalry and expansive military, began to assert its dominance, eventually establishing a vast empire that eclipsed Ife's temporal reach. While Ife never truly fell, in the way some empires are sacked and destroyed, its influence gradually shifted. Its role transformed from a dominant political and economic center to the enduring spiritual heartland. It became the sacred city, the source of legitimacy, while others held the reins of military and commercial power. This wasn't a defeat. It was a complex redefinition of power, a testament to the enduring psychological and spiritual reverence Ife commanded, even as the world around it evolved. What does it mean for an empire to decline politically, yet reign eternally in the spiritual realm? It's a question that echoes through the very soul of the Yoruba people. Just as the world was forgetting the nuances of Ife's complex transition, another, far more destructive force swept across the continent: European colonialism. From the late 19th century onwards, the scramble for Africa systematically fractured existing societies, imposed new borders, and crucially, began a deliberate process of historical erasure. African civilizations, once vibrant and self-sustaining, were minimized or outright ignored in the new narratives of colonial powers. The rich tapestry of Ife's history, its art, its philosophy, was either dismissed as primitive or, as we saw with the sculptures, attributed to outside influences. This narrative was vital for the colonial agenda to justify domination by painting Africa as a continent without its own sophisticated past. The destruction and theft of African artifacts became commonplace, masterpieces looted and spirited away to foreign museums, ripped from their spiritual and cultural contexts. It is a profound irony that the very works that proved Ife's genius were often those most brutally removed from its people. And this is why, today, despite its enormous influence, its groundbreaking art, and its foundational role in one of the world's largest ethno-linguistic groups, many people globally know little to nothing about Ife. Its story was deliberately buried, deemed inconvenient to a narrative of European superiority. This was more than just a historical oversight. It was a psychological wound, a denial of a magnificent heritage. But a legacy so deeply woven into the fabric of a people cannot be entirely erased. Though its political dominance waned and colonial forces attempted to silence its story, the spirit of Ife endures. It pulses through the veins of millions, not just in Nigeria, but across the African diaspora and beyond. Today, Ile-Ife remains the spiritual capital of the Yoruba world. The Ooni of Ife continues to play a vital role, not as a secular ruler, but as a paramount spiritual leader, a living link to Oduduwa, a guardian of tradition. His voice carries immense weight, uniting diverse Yoruba communities and reminding them of their shared ancient heritage. The Yoruba language, with its rich oral traditions, flourishes. The vibrant music, storytelling, drumming, and festivals that originated or were refined in Ife continue to thrive, adapting and evolving across centuries. And Yoruba spirituality, with its pantheon of orishas, has spread globally, influencing religious practices and cultural expressions in places like Brazil, Cuba, and the Caribbean. Millions of people today carry the legacy of Ife in their identity, their language, their art, their beliefs. The sophistication of Ife, once hidden, now provides a foundation for modern pride, a powerful testament to a civilization that refused to be forgotten. Its impact is a living, breathing testament to the resilience of a culture born in the crucible of divine creation. And so, we are left with deeper questions. How different would world history feel if African civilizations like Ife had been taught globally with the same reverence and importance as Greece, Rome, or ancient Egypt? What narratives have been denied to us? What truths deliberately obscured that might change our understanding of human achievement itself? Why do some civilizations become world famous, their every detail dissected and celebrated, while others, equally powerful, equally artistic, remain largely hidden. What does it mean for modern Africa to rediscover these forgotten histories, to reclaim a past that was systematically diminished? The story of IFE is more than just a historical account. It is a profound challenge to our collective memory, a powerful reminder that greatness knows no single continent, no single race. It is a call to look beyond the familiar, to truly seek out the lost chapters of humanity's story. Because in the silence of what we were told lies the echoing majesty of what truly was. The whispers of IFE have spoken, and now you know. This documentary was crafted using advanced AI technology to push the boundaries of visual storytelling. If you value this blend of innovation and history, please subscribe to support the growth of this channel. It only takes a moment, but it ensures you are the very first to be notified when our next feature premieres.